Amazing. Mom, we're just waiting on you. You have to unmute yourself.
Hey, sis.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, sis.
Hi, Deb.
This is amazing.
We've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, this is our dance.
This is I'm really excited about this right now.
I'm sure
Are
you
you?
are.
I am.
Yeah, your two favorite girls.
The women that know me best,
Yes. The women that know you best.
some would argue with that.
Well,
Sure.
they really couldn't argue with it. Those
They,
some.
they think that maybe they know a different side.
They
Well,
probably
we have
do.
to,
That my mother and my godmother don't know.
Maybe.
we probably know it, but choose not to talk about it.
This is true. So
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna get into. We'll start with I think some easy things. Okay. So I'm gonna
Okay.
go.
Is
I'm
this
gonna.
just the three of us right now?
It's just the three of us, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
And we're live on IG.
Debbie, I don't see you.
Oh no, nor will you, sis. I
Okay.
haven't. I'm sitting at the
Neither of
I
computer.
don't
you,
see Mario. Oh, now I see Mario. Okay.
yeah,
I see you,
neither of
son.
you are on a
Okay,
video.
good. Good.
All right, so we'll start with a very easy one, okay?
Sure.
And this question was asked by.
Oh, Leanna. How is Leanna?
She's
Yeah, Leanna. I
wonderful.
love Leanna.
How do you feel about my beard?
She obviously knows how your mother feels about your beard.
Well, the truth of the matter is, never liked it. I still don't like it. I think you're handsome without it. I think you hide behind it. But that's, of course, your prerogative. And it's not even that I hate the beard. I hate how bushy and gray it looks more than that. I hate you having hair on your face.
It got really gray. If you look at pictures like
And
a few years ago,
it's not a nice gray.
so you think I
It's a,
should dye it?
no, it's just
No,
straggly.
no,
It's
that looks
straggly looking
ridiculous.
Why
to me.
why
I
not
think
dye
we
it though?
no, you don't want to start that dyeing thing. You can always look at men that dye their hair or dye their beards. It looks ridiculous.
Well, I don't
No,
know, Debbie, because I think if he fixed a little bit of it or cut it, you know
just
what? If
trim it
it's
more.
short,
Maybe trim it
when
more.
I think it needs to be closer to your face. That's
Okay,
it.
so trim
And
it.
then I won't hate it
Trim
as
it.
much.
Okay.
You don't mean you hate it. You don't mean that. You just mean you don't like it.
No, no, that's not true.
If
You
I
know
was
how I feel
if
about
I
it.
was next to you right now, I'd be kicking you.
And I would kick you back.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
move to another, I think, an easy one. This was a friend of mine asked why your Instagram is private.
My Instagram is private because I don't like to share my life with everyone. Um, just personal. I just keep it personal with people that I know, that I care about, that I know care about me. Um, so sometimes on Instagram I get all these people, mostly men, that ask to for me to let them join my Instagram, and I don't. I don't. I don't know them, so I don't want strangers who I don't know anything about going on my Instagram account. So I keep it private.
What about the time that you got mad at me for not getting back to people quick enough on DMs? Remember when I was really getting a lot of engagement and you told me that it was fucked up that I wasn't responding to people and you took over my Instagram DMs for I don't how long was that?
Maybe a week.
And what'd you think about that?
I was fine with it because I made people feel like you cared. So I did it for you because you're my son. Why
Why'd you
you
stop?
laughing for?
Why'd you
Why you
stop?
laughing for?
Why'd you
I
stop doing
stopped.
it?
I don't know why. Why did I stop? Well, maybe because it was getting to be a job and I wasn't getting paid for it.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
All right. So those are easy ones. Now you guys are warmed up. You should be loose. Okay.
Loosey goosey, Deb.
Mom, what did you think I was going to be when I was little? Like when I was growing up, what you envision me to be doing as a career?
My first thought, a baseball player.
That was when
Because
he
at
put
two
a
years
bat in your
old,
hand. You were so good with swinging
at
the
2 years old,
bat.
you were swinging the bat with balls like I've
Mm.
never seen before. So I thought that you were going to be in, you were going to be a Yankee.
I thought it was an architect.
No, no, when you were a little boy, when you
Okay,
were
so
two,
then
I said to Dad, I think he's going to be in the major leagues, and that ended pretty quickly.
that was the first disappointment. At what age did you think I was going to be an architect?
um, I don't know if I thought you were going to be an architect or I wanted you to be an architect. I
Okay,
think that I wanted you to be an architect because you always had a love for so you and I always shared a love for looking at magazines and homes and decorating. Like you kind of, that's kind of like you liked that when you were young. Um, and that's something that you and I always had in common.
while Daddy
So,
was watching the Raiders with my
right,
brothers,
right,
I was
right.
watching HGTV with you.
HGTV with me. Yes,
Right.
Architectural Digest. That's right.
yes, yes. And yeah,
And here's a good one. What do I do now for a living?
that's that's what I want to know.
Yeah,
You talk a lot.
I'm
For
just
someone who doesn't like to talk a lot, you do a lot of talking.
so if someone were
Uh,
to ask you what business is your son in, how do you describe it?
he does marketing for listing agents, for realtors, for lawyers. He brings people together.
Okay.
Um, and I don't really know if he makes any money, but he seems to enjoy what he does very much.
Okay. Um,
Why don't
what
you
is
ask Aunt Debbie a question?
because she's here to prompt you.
Well, so far she
And
hasn't prompted me at
well,
all.
you're doing good. You said you couldn't answer any questions, and you're answering them. I had to bring on a fluffer for you. Hey, Deb, you're more than a fluffer, obviously, but we needed. You started off with I don't know the answers to any of these questions, but you're flowing. Hey, Deb,
Okay.
obviously, if
I
you have something
understand.
to, I don't think we have to tell Aunt Deb that if she has something to say, she could say it.
Yeah,
I think
Deb, join in whenever you'd like.
I think it's understood that she will chime in when she
Absolutely.
wants, because
Yeah.
that's what
Well,
the
Mario, you know what? I always believed that you could have been whatever you wanted to be because you were just that kid that whatever you wanted, you went after and you did it 150%. And you were never lazy about anything you ever wanted. Um, so as far as that, I always thought that you'd be successful. I just didn't know what you'd be successful in.
so that
Honestly, I thought you were a great mortgage broker. And I don't know what happened to you. I don't know if it was because the market got bad and you weren't making as much money. I don't know what it was that you told me you hated it. You hated working with people, and yet that's all you do is work with people. So I really never understood it.
I do say that often, but I am a walking oxymoron because
Well, yeah,
there
yeah,
I
Oh, you're a definite contradiction.
yeah,
yeah,
Absolutely.
I'll be like I hate people, and then I literally show so much love to people all day long.
right,
So
right.
I think I just have to refine it to I hate people that don't do what I want them to do.
Well,
Well,
join the club.
that's
Join
arrogant.
the
That's a
club.
little arrogant.
Maybe that's more accurate.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe that's more arrogant.
no,
Arrogant.
uh, no, I wasn't trying to be arrogant. I was just like, I put a lot. I feel like sometimes I care more about them than they do about them. But then I don't know if that's an ego thing. So we'll skip
Yeah,
that for right now.
yeah, maybe we
Um,
should.
yeah, it could be. I brought that up in therapy the other day.
Yeah, okay.
Would you die happy?
I would die happy knowing that my three sons were okay, that they
What
were happy, they
what's
were
okay is
fulfilled,
what I'm asking
that they
you.
were fulfilled, that listen, I would wish you found a partner that completed you, that loved you, and that was there for you through good and bad. for your brothers too, that honestly, I just want you to just love.
All right, I
To,
have to add to this. I gotta add to this. Okay. Now I'm gonna push in. I'm gonna push in. Listen,
okay.
that's all
Mm,
your mother does want. That's all your mother wants, but she wants to see that her three boys, that with or without mommy and
me.
daddy, that you'll always keep together what you're watching with all of us.
And
Want to
this
do
is
you
getting very deep.
all right. I
Are
won't
we
talk.
supposed to be getting so deep?
Wow,
This is
we're
like,
just we're just having a conversation. I love what you're doing right now. This is what I'm
what?
looking for, Ma.
Wow, this is like deep. Like, does anybody fucking care about this shit? About
Lynn,
how? I'm sorry,
edit
but
that, edit that, edit that.
you
What
know,
was I like growing up from toddler to teens?
um, you were an angel from heaven when you were a little boy. You were so good.
I get that.
You, you were an angel. You were great with your brother. You were a good boy.
Damn
You
right.
listened. You listened. You were very smart.
Are
You
you talking
learned
about toddler or teens right now?
toddler. You
Okay,
learned
go.
very quickly. Um, you were always animated, always in a good mood. Um, when you got into your teens, let's put it this way: when you started realizing about the opposite sex, you changed.
How so?
You became obsessed with girls, and it was a little bit of urination, I think.
Still
You
is.
became obsessed. I
No.
put you I put you in an all boys school to get you away from girls. I'll never forget how your teacher called me and told me that you were very smart. You were in the 8th grade. You were very smart. I won't name the teacher. And that if I wanted you to remain smart and be on the road to good education, to get you out of Eastchester.
And that's what you did.
That's what I did. Hmm.
What do you
After I
think,
bought
Aunt Deb?
after I bought you 20 pair of Cavaricis,
Yes.
I had so many.
because you had to have them in every freaking color.
See, Ma, back then I was colorful. Now I'm all
You were the
black.
best dressed
Yeah.
kid probably in Eastchester.
Yes.
You always
Yes.
got everything you wanted. Okay,
It,
Debbie, your turn.
You know what, Lindsay, similar, Mary, listen, your mother was very kind with sharing you with me. I didn't have kids for a couple of years after you were born. So it was like having a son to, like, everyone loved you. Everyone loved you because you smiled and you were endearing. You really were. When you got older, you got a little more mischievous and,
Yeah.
you were influenced by
Who,
different people with a little faster lifestyle than
who do you
our
think was the
family.
worst influence on me? Who
um,
do you think was a big influence on me?
I
That
don't think it was the worst influence, but I think Uncle Sal was a very big influence on you. Very big. But I don't think it was the worst influence. I think that you saw Uncle Sal. He had money. He was very generous with his money. He treated you and your brothers great. He was a great uncle, even though he wasn't your real uncle. He was a very good uncle. And I think that you wanted to kind of be more like him than daddy, who was a hard worker and who didn't make money as quickly. And, we had a different lifestyle, although we were very close. Uncle Sal and Anthony's were very generous. But I think that he had a very big influence on you.
Aunt Deb.
I agree. I tend to agree with mom, and
Yeah,
I
Debbie
think
Ritchie too had an influence on Mario, your husband,
yeah,
your ex-husband.
I think that there was a cerebral component with Uncle Richie, that he made your mind work. He made you like, and
Right.
it was through games and it was through movies, and remember singing in songs, going to Barnes and Nobles all the time down the city, and
Yeah.
then singing like Howard of the County, in the car going down the city with like 8 kids in the car and going to restaurants and nice. So I think that you wanted a nice lifestyle. You wanted a nice lifestyle, but I think that You had a combination. Cousin Frankie was an influence. He took you down the city. You got baseball hats. You were selling baseball hats. You were, you know,
He was
selling.
always very entrepreneurial,
You
even
were
as a young
always
kid,
entrepreneurial, always looking for
to
what
make
you could
money.
do next. Always,
Yeah.
always.
A lot of
And
times,
honestly, you were the
without
ringleader.
money. A lot of
You
times
were the
without
ringleader.
money.
And you
Smart.
had a lot of friends that your mother loved, but I always thought that they were a little jealous of you. And but you were the one that everybody wanted to be of your friends. You were the one. Everybody wanted to be you. I mean, who could have a party? Who could have a party, wrangle like your aunts and your mother to do all the cooking, charge
Charge at the
admission,
door.
who pays to go to friends' parties? Who would pay it? But it wasn't like you charged $1. It was a lot more. And people like were coming in like it was a club.
In troves, and you were the
Yeah.
bouncer.
I was the bouncer. I was
Yeah.
collecting money. I wouldn't let people in unless they paid me.
But
But
I think I was the cook. Was I the cook?
yes,
100%.
yes, back. Are you kidding me? I mean, I must have made a couple of things, but you did everything. And I mean, people couldn't wait to get in. It was like, oh, Mario's having a party. He's having a party. Like, who cares? They were coming,
Yeah.
walking down the block. I could still remember it.
You
We
guys
had
are-
like a fun house. We had a fun house. Everyone
You
wanted to be
have
in
a
our
fun
house.
house. You
we
didn't have a fun.
we still
You
do.
have a fun house. You have a very
Yeah.
fun house. Your
We
house
have
is a home.
Which
You
is
don't
why
have a
which
house,
is why I
Lynn.
keep coming back.
Yes, you
Every
don't have
time-
a house,
Every time I leave, I'm like, this is sucks.
because this is the way it's supposed to be, man. And Lynn, you created,
Yeah.
you and Mario created a home. Anybody could have a house. You created a home.
Yeah, and
So
everybody
give
loves
yourself
being there.
some credit. Everybody still loves coming to your home. Everybody knows that they walk in the door, there's something that they're smelling, there's something that they're eating, there's conversation at the table. Usually there's screaming at some point.
Screaming.
Somebody's screaming, there's back
Fighting,
and forth.
screaming. Oh my God.
It's
and
weird
then the best-
it's weird coming there and nobody's there. Those are the
And
weird
then-
times.
After you scream at each other, it's like, oh, do you want a cutlet? It's like, really? You're gonna give him a cutlet now? You're gonna make him an egg now? After he just spoke to you like this? Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like forget real fast.
My favorite high school moment is when I got called to the principal's office. Do you remember when I used to wear the earrings and I wasn't allowed to and I had to wear Band-Aids on? And I got called into the principal's office and I thought it was for
IDs.
the earrings again. Yeah. And I walk in to the principal's office and my mom's sitting there hysterical crying, right? And I'm like, I don't know what is going on right now. This is not good. I remember how often I used to feel that like pit in my stomach when the report card was coming, when like you just knew shit was not going to be good for at least a day, right? Like just you knew today was not going to be a good day. And I walked into the principal's office. You're hysterical crying. Mr. Posha was like, sit down. We have something to tell you. And you tell me that the FBI is watching me. My phones are tapped because I was getting everybody fake IDs.
Yeah.
And I was really scared. I was like, I called all my friends. I'm like, guys, the feds are on to us. Like, we can't do this anymore. And then you kept it for 3-4 years before you told me that you fabricated
I
this
set the whole
entire
thing up. I
set the whole thing up. No
Yeah.
FBI, no nothing.
Nothing. And
and
they
I
went
thought that-
along with it.
I thought
The
that was
school went along with it.
one of
Yeah.
your best stories.
Yeah, the school went along with it. Well, I found out that you were doing illegal stuff, and I knew if I told you not to do it, you would not listen to me.
What would you have done if the school reported me and it
Well,
backfired on you?
I didn't, it wouldn't have backfired on me. It would have backfired on you.
What?
They would have kicked you out of the school.
Yeah,
What they were,
but
I was
you're-
friends with.
that
No,
would
it
have
was like, what do you,
backfired
well,
on
it
you.
was Slocum's mom. It was
Miss Slocum.
Miss Slocum, and I talked to her about it before we did it, and she was on board with me. And I'm like, I need to scare the shit out of this kid because he's starting to do things that I'm not happy with. And you know, you did. You were doing stuff that wasn't good, and I needed to do what I had to do. So I did what I had to do.
I've scared you a lot in my life. What were some times where you thought, like, you actually thought I
You
may
didn't
die?
scare me. You scared me, or you disappointed me.
Well, that's two
Oh, he
different
scared
things.
you too. He scared you.
Well, that's two different things. So there's disappointment, which we'll address in a minute. but fear, like
Fear
that
was
you
the
thought I was
okay,
gonna die.
yeah, when you had the motorcycle with Paul and Dave. That
Oh,
was
that
it.
was the worst.
That was
the
my
worst.
Yeah.
biggest.
How did
That was the worst thing ever.
how did you
I
find out about the
honestly,
motorcycle?
what?
How did you find out about the motorcycle?
You're fucking kidding me, right? How'd I
I,
find out? You don't remember how I
Was that
found
Long
out?
Beach? Was that at
At
Long
Long Beach.
Beach?
At
At
Long
Long
Beach.
Beach.
I'm gonna go
House.
to Johnny Boy's house in Jersey, and all of a sudden, I was
We're going by the bridge.
noticed.
We're going by the toll
No.
booth.
First, when we were on the beach, I started seeing everybody talking about stuff, and everybody was like looking at me, and I'm like, something's going down because I was a witch, and I knew
you
something.
really,
I was a witch.
you were scary.
Yeah, and I knew something was going down. I just didn't know what. And then we got in the car to leave. I was in the car with Aunt Denise, and I
And me.
remember, and you, and I remember I was looking out the rear view, the mirror, the side mirror, and from afar, 2 cars down, I saw 2 guys in a motorcycle, and I'm like, "It- what- something's. I said, wait a minute, Deb, and then you and Denise kind of like got weird, and I'm like, who's in that motorcycle behind that car? And neither one of you said anything, and then the more I
We had
looked,
to
the
pull
more I
over. I think you
well, the
threw
more
up.
I
Oh, it's
yeah,
not.
because I threw
You
up.
threw up.
The more
Yeah,
I
you were
looked, the
sick.
more I saw it was Mario, and I went ballistic.
I'll tell you
And
guys
you,
something though. I never did anything I was uncomfortable doing. Like
it doesn't matter. I'm a nurse. Like, you know what? You get into an accident, it's over. It's just over.
Yeah,
You're
you hit
brain
the you
dead.
hit a,
That's
hit a
it.
rock. That would
Your
have been
brain's
all.
dead.
It would have been over for you.
That's it. It's it. You know what?
You had a listening problem, Mario. You did not want to listen. You had a
why
listening
do you look at
problem
it like that? I just didn't want to not do what I wanted to do.
Well, now that
because
you're
you
a
were
father,
still
let's
under
reverse.
my
Let's ask
care.
you a question. I
That's
want to ask
why.
you a question. All right, instead of interviewing us, I want to interview you. Now that you're a father of a 14-year-old daughter and a son,
And be careful what you say, because God's
Okay,
okay,
I
watching.
could stop you right there because something happened to me while you were asking. I don't know why, but I immediately thought of Phoenix having a motorcycle, and I was fine with it. Then I thought about Frankie being on the back of a motorcycle, and I was not fine with it. So carry on. Do you know why I stopped riding a motorcycle?
Yeah, I do. Vanilla Sky.
Very good. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I said
but
my
it took
luck.
that. It took that for you to stop riding a
I
motorcycle.
said my luck.
Not
I won't
me.
die.
Not me and the
I'll
fear that
be.
I had.
I'll
That you
be.
didn't give a shit about.
I'll be mangled for the
right,
rest of my life.
right, and you'll
Yeah.
be on a respirator, and you'll sit
Yeah.
there. Somebody will be doing, and that's exactly it. Hooked up
No,
to
it's.
respirators,
I get it. It's fucked up, but I
not
couldn't.
worth it.
I
But
couldn't.
there's an excitement in it. If you want to be excited, go on a roller coaster.
No, yeah, but you know what? You know the way I am with my kids. If you want to try something, I'm going with you. So I wouldn't.
No, that's not true. If they wanted to try heroin, you'd go with them?
No, but not.
Come
I'm
on, you
not
can't
talking
No,
about
say it like
something that
Mario,
that.
you're wrong. You're
You're
wrong.
wrong.
You're in
You
a
want
riding a
drug.
motorcycle was one of the most exciting things
I'm
to do.
find something else that excites you
Yeah,
because
find something else.
I don't
if
think.
they
I don't know if my kids are. You know what? They may be action junkies. I don't know. I really don't know.
well,
Like
Frankie has
what?
a little bit of action in her. She
And
likes doing
Phoenix
things.
does too.
Yeah. And listen, there's a lot of good with action. There's a lot of good with not being afraid. Like listen, I know, but I applaud like Natasha now for taking him away. I think it's wonderful that he's
Me too.
experiencing different things. I
Me
think
too.
that we have been like we were brought up in such a bubble that we were afraid to go anywhere or do anything. So I think it's wonderful, and I think you should give your kids wings to fly. You know how I raised your cousins, but I used to say to them, if there's any doubt in your head, what I would say, assume I'll say no.
Well,
Think
my
it's
kids
not
were
like
just the opposite. Whatever I said, they did the opposite.
So, Ma, you had touched on this before about fear, scared and disappointed. What was the most disappointed you've ever been with me?
Hands down,
Yeah.
when you quit college, because I knew you had so much potential, and I felt like you just wasted it. I think that a little bit that you went into the wrong field.
What
Maybe you should
field?
have did well. You went into
The
finance,
wrong. Yeah,
and
gotcha.
you really didn't love it. You probably should have did liberal arts, but you had a good
no
thing
business.
going
I think he
on.
should have done business.
He did business. He hated
You
it.
know what the thing is? I love learning,
I know
but
He
you
hates it.
I have no regrets about college, like at all. Zero.
Well, that I just told you. Just I know
No,
you
no,
don't.
I know, I
You asked
know.
me what my biggest disappointment was. That was it.
Yeah. I
That was
that's
it.
something I really
Only
have.
because I knew that I thought you were college material. If I didn't think you were college material, then I wouldn't have cared. But I thought you were. So that was, yeah.
Okay.
And
And what was the moment you were most proud of me that you could think of, and why?
most proud of you. I don't know. I'm proud of you a lot, but I can't. I don't know if there's one thing that stands in my mind
I,
about
I get that.
being proud. Yeah, like I am proud of you. Uh, but I don't know if you did one thing that makes me real proud. But I'm proud. I am proud of you.
Yeah, Deb, you think of
You're
anything?
a good father. You're a good father. Um, you're a good son. You treat people very well. You're not a gossip. Um, you're kind. You don't talk about people.
I tell
Those are-
people all the time. That's funny you say that, because when people call me kind, I'm like, I'm not.
Well,
I
no, there's sometimes you're not kind. You're right, but you are basically kind. Basically, you're kind, but you're not always. Listen, nobody's all the time anything. You know what I mean? But when you meet people, you're kind to them. You're
Yeah,
nice.
but I don't think people would,
Mm.
like, I don't know. It's
Yeah, I think
it's
that
the
yeah.
it's the definition I have of kind that just keeps getting in the way. Um,
All right.
what's one thing you wish I did differently? Is it going to college? Like, you still wish I went
Um,
to college?
no, because I think you did fine without it. So no. What do I think you differently? What do I wish you did differently? Probably about your love life.
Yeah.
Your love life. I
I, th-
really wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah,
I,
that's probably
I think
your love life.
I think
Because
knowing
I
your
I
worth.
feel like you have so much to give to someone, and you just because I don't want to say anything about either one of your baby mamas, because I would never do that. But I just feel like I don't know if you found the right one that would make you happy. Like I don't know. But that's you.
What's one thing, Ma, you think people think they know about me that you think differently of?
Be careful, unless he's
You
really
you
editing.
have a you have a crazy side to you that I don't think a lot of people see.
But you know what's
That
fun? But I
afraid,
do tell people that.
well, they don't see it though. I
Yeah.
see it. I've seen it. And I could bring it out in you by one thing I say that you don't receive well.
Yeah. I think I could keep it cool 80% of the time.
Yeah. But when the 20% that you don't, you take out usually on me when I say something that you don't like what I say.
Yeah. I could probably do better.
Yeah,
But I do tell
maybe.
you when I'm getting to that, like,
Well, the good thing is that right after you say it, you're fine. We
All right,
scream at
so
each
I
other.
think
all right. What is the difference, Ma, between a fact and an
Oh, here we
opinion?
go with the fuck. You're so annoying.
I want to give you examples, and then you say fact or opinion.
Okay.
Shit, I'm not prepared for this. I don't have it. Let's save that for the next one. Who is your favorite son?
I don't have a favorite son.
This was a question by Guy Gizzo.
I don't have a favorite son. I love all of you differently. Anthony is the easiest,
I
probably
thought I
because
was the easiest.
no, you're easy too. But Anthony, because I don't see him a lot, I have like we have like a love language going on, Anthony and I, that I don't have with you and your brother. He he calls me mommy. I calls me mommy. I love you, mommy, and you're the best mommy. And he still is like that with me, which makes me want to be like that with him. You are very easygoing to live with until you're not, but mostly you are easygoing. Joey gives me a run for my money. I love him. I adore him. He gives me a run for my money. He's we don't see things eye to eye, Joey and I sometimes. I don't see things eye to eye with you either, though. But you're easier for me because we get over things quicker. With Joey, it could go on for days and stuff. But favorite? I don't have a favorite. I love all of you.
What traits do you think I get from Daddy?
Daddy's a very hard worker, and so are you. You're very hard. I think that's your biggest trait. You work hard like Daddy works hard. You're a hard worker. You're not afraid to work at all. You'll stay in that. You'll stay where you are till 12 o'clock midnight if you have to. Daddy's the same way with his work.
What traits do you think I get from you?
Mostly everything. You're my son. You look like me. You act like me. You're very much like me. I think
So
you're
much.
very much. Everybody thinks you're very much like me. You know, you're fast like me. We do things fast. We can't stand people that are slow. Debbie, Deb.
Yeah. Me, because I'm slow. Is that what the inference is that I'm slow?
No, well, we're only kidding.
Guys,
Well, you are
we're
slower than us.
we're down to the last question.
Oh,
Mom,
do I have to never do this again? This is it?
no, we're gonna do this weekly. But now it's not gonna
But
be
we
me and
talked about
but no,
everything. There's
no,
nothing else
you're
to talk about.
can you listen?
Okay.
Now we're going to be interviewing other moms and sons. We're asking them the questions. Get it?
Why would I ask someone's mother that I don't know questions?
Just asking them questions. We'll start off with people you know and dig into them and then see how that goes. And if you don't
They may
enjoy
not
it,
like that though. They may not like
they
it.
may not, but we're gonna try it. We'll go through the guest list. So time for the last question, Mom. Give me just one time that you were wrong.
One time that I was wrong. That's hard. I don't really think I'm wrong that much. gi- I don't wrong like I don't know. Like, why don't you tell me one time I was wrong?
No. I can't I don't know. I'm asking you one time that you feel like you were wrong.
If I'm wrong, I say I'm sorry if I'm wrong.
Okay, could you name just one time? I'm 44, just one time that off the top of your head. Yeah, I remember I was telling you I was wrong about this.
Wow. Wow. I really don't think.
Okay.
Honestly,
You know what? You you
well,
you you really didn't want Phoenix going to Costa Rica, but you said it was a good thing.
but that doesn't mean I thought I was wrong.
Okay.
This is the thing. I'm able to say to Natasha anything I want, and she receives it very well from me. So I could be completely myself with her because she lets me be myself.
So
And
just to clarify, the question was, can you just give me one time in 44 years
why 44 years? Oh, because since you're born.
since
Oh,
I'm born, not your life, just in my time, that you could be like, yeah, I was wrong about this.
um, Debbie, could you help me with this? Did I ever think I was wrong when it
Okay,
came
let's
to?
see. Yeah, you may have to.
If I was wrong, I'll say I was wrong. I'll say it.
Hey, do you remember when you said that?
That I was wrong.
Yeah.
Not really. Not really. Because when I say something I believe that it's true. Unless you could tell me that I'm wrong, then I'll say I'm sorry. You're right, but
But you don't remember doing that.
sorry. What?
But you don't remember ever saying that, like a time that you said that.
Of course you had, Lynn.
Yeah,
Aunt Deb,
Of course.
you know what, Aunt Deb? This one's on her. This is the last question. Just
um, hmm, sorry. This is a hard one. Why are you laughing? I see you laughing. I could see you. You can't see me, but I can see you. Not really.
All right, Lynn, let's think. You have 40, almost,
Well,
you have 44 years to cover here. So you
I'm
certainly,
sure I was wrong a lot, but I don't remember any of them, any times. I'm sure I was wrong.
Guys,
Mhm.
that we could end there because that was probably my favorite 3-minute segment. That was incredible. So, how bad was that?
How do we do, Matt?
I think it was fantastic.
Yeah, you think
Was
so?
it was it hard?
I don't think I'm gonna like my voice.
So here's what we're gonna do next.
Can you
Mom.
change my voice? Could you make me have an English accent?
Yes, Mom.
Go, fuck you. Goodbye.
Bye.